Hello and welcome to the Health Circle on Conga TV. My name is Miracle HAG, and here on Health Circle, this is your trusted space for facts, not fads. And today I am tackling two trending topics that affect our everyday routine. First up is tooth care, the myths versus the realities. From whitening tricks you see on TikTok to that toothpaste your grandma swears by. How do we separate fact from fiction? Don't worry, we've got you covered with expert-backed insights, but you have to stay tuned to get to that point. Firstly, we took to the streets to ask ordinary people like you and I how they care for their teeth, and we asked about the use of charcoal. Some people have never used charcoal to brighten their teeth. Some people do not even know that charcoal is a brightening element. But of course, we'll get to find out. Stay right here.
Firstly, we should reduce our eating of sweet things like sweets, all these candies. We should reduce the intake, especially for children, because when they are growing up, eating of too much candy, sweets can weaken teeth, and when they grow up, they will start going to visit the dentist, saying they are having tooth pain, toothache. So they'll be visiting the dentist. So candy is one of those things that makes teeth to get weakened.
Oh, sorry, rather. The answer is yes. I have used it before, and it's actually nice. It's good, and it helps in whitening your teeth. Though it had some side effect, like if the charcoal is not too smooth, it can injure your gums. To me, I would say no. From experience, I would say no, it doesn't. But that doesn't really mean it doesn't do other work, or there are no other benefits attached to it. There are. It's healthy for the gum and all that, but for whitening of teeth, I can't really tell about that.
No, it's not healthy because I actually made an attempt on tooth whitening with a dentist, and she advised me not to whiten. Instead of that, I should just clean up my tooth. That if I whiten it, my teeth becomes more like it shocks, and it's not just okay for the tooth. So I think these are the things I do. I brush. I wouldn't lie. I brush once daily, but I brush thoroughly daily. Anytime I eat, I floss properly to make sure there is nothing in my teeth, because I've actually gotten two teeth removed in the past, and I don't want that to happen again. So I floss all the time to avoid any. And then for whitening, once in a while, I use charcoal. That might be just twice a year, but I use charcoal, which is a good one. So I would advise charcoal for tooth whitening instead of going to the dentist for whitening.
So you have heard it from different people, how they care for their teeth. So I will be talking about the myths versus realities. Number one myth is brushing harder makes your teeth cleaner. But the reality of this is brushing too hard can actually damage your enamel and cause gum recession. So gentle brushing for 2 minutes with a soft bristle brush is best. So instead of the normal way, or what people term as the normal way of brushing, where they pick up their toothpaste, pick up their toothbrush, they apply the toothpaste so much on the toothbrush and they begin scrubbing as though they are trying to scrub away their problems. No, that is not how to brush. If you want to brush, you need to be gentle. And how can you achieve gentle brushing? First, you need to get your toothpaste, put a pea-sized amount on your toothbrush, and you get to brushing. Just like this. When brushing your tongue, you need to really be careful, because I've seen some people scrub their tongue or wash or brush their tongue as though they are scrubbing a rug. But guess what? Your tongue is not a rug. It is very soft, so you make sure that you avoid bruising the tongue. So you brush this way and not. Get it? All right, you are welcome. And the second myth is that you don't need to see a dentist if your teeth doesn't hurt. But that is a lie, because the truth is prevention is always better than cure. Cavities and gum disease often start silently. So when you don't brush often, they build around, and then you relax. You don't go to see your dentist until your teeth start hurting, and that is very bad. A dental checkup every 6 months can save you big trouble down the line. And this brings me to tooth whitening. Is tooth whitening a trend or a trap? Let's talk about that sparkly white smile. Over-the-counter whitening products can help to a degree, but when you overuse these products help to erode your enamel and increase sensitivity. So professional whitening under dental supervision is safest, especially if you have fillings, crowns, or sensitive teeth. This brings me to number 4, which is choosing the right toothpaste. Whitening, charcoal, herbal, fluoride-free, it's overwhelming. Here's the truth about this. Fluoride toothpaste is still the gold standard for cavity protection. We have charcoal toothpaste, but these can be abrasive and harmful long-term. And natural toothpaste, great, as long as they contain fluoride. So whatever you are using, make sure it contains fluoride. I am not a professional. I'm not a dentist. So I will be referring you to a dentist who will be taking us on oral hygiene and how to care for our teeth. Stay right here. I'll be right back.
Now, chocolate toothpaste. In recent times, we've noticed that there's a popular demand for chocolate toothpaste because of its acclaimed teeth whitening benefits. However, if you have scattered teeth, teeth that are bent, teeth that are out of line in your mouth, you need orthodontic treatment. You need to check in with your dentist and you'll be referred to a consultant orthodontist. Also, there is no proven long-term whitening benefits beyond surface pain removal. However, some of the pros and cons to consider as regards charcoal toothpaste include the content: fine black powder made from carbon-rich materials, the abrasive nature which helps to get rid of stains. Now let's talk about braces. Braces are orthodontic devices that are used to straighten teeth, to correct bite issues, to improve dental health, and improve facial appearance.
You heard from the horse's mouth about how you can take care of your teeth. Because like I said, if you have healthy teeth, you get to smile as much as you can. But if you do not have healthy teeth, if you do not have clean teeth, you get to smile less. And guess what? You get to lose your confidence as well. So as I wrap up this episode of the Health Circle, I will leave you some tips. Tooth care truths is: you need to brush gently for 2 minutes and make sure you brush twice daily. And also make sure that you use fluoride toothpaste. Whilst you're at it, avoid aggressive whitening hacks and make sure to visit your dentist twice a year, at least twice a year. And that is the much that we can take on today's episode of Health Circle on Congo TV. My name is Miracle HEG, and until I come your way next week Friday, stay right here and keep watching Congo TV and of course listening to Congo 103.7 FM. Bye for now.